I totally understand the appeal in a deck that can be categorized as versatile. I know many collectors, for instance, want their playing cards not only to be beautiful, but useful. Lots of collectors enjoy cards for their intended purpose after all, which of course is gameplay. But some decks are intended for other purposes. In fact, over the next few deck reviews coming on this channel, we're going to take a look at a series of decks that have very specifically minded ideas. The first of which is from world-renowned cardist Jaspas and the New Deck Order, the Jaspas deck Favorite Day Edition. Real quick, before we get into it, stay tuned to the end of the video for a chance to win this limited edition deck directly from me. Made available on April 1st, 2018, which of course is Jaspas's favorite day, the deck was printed in a limited edition run of 888 and made available through thenewdeckorder.com. Neither Jaspas or NDO offered potential customers any idea of what exactly they were buying. You had to purchase the deck sight unseen on blind faith alone. The only clues to what were contained within the familiar stamped pattern tuck case was the fact that it was a Jaspas deck. So the only probable certainty would be the use of the famous cleaved spade pip, with the curved and serifed J for Jaspas. At the time of the publishing of this review, I could find no information, no images, no videos anywhere on the net that leaked the contents. Now, in the wildfire world of social media, that is an impressive feat. Jaspas's following is so loyal that they've kept a secret. Now, before I show you what the deck looks like, I'll let you know that I reached out to Jaspas to get permission to reveal the deck in this video. And in some respects, the reveal is kind of a world premiere. So without further ado, taking the cards out of the box, my first impressions were, well, mixed. They felt great. A lot more on that later, but the black cardbacks with white poker style border and the Jaspas logo felt a bit underwhelming for such a secretive release. I immediately noticed the double backer gaff cards, one with pink and the other with neon blue, and I guess those were cool, and I figured the colors must be on the faces. And sure enough, the faces replaced the traditional red and black of the standard playing card with more pink and neon blue. The ace of spades is particularly colorful and the pip placement is unique and custom. The courts are standard bicycle courts recolored to look like they came out of an episode of Miami Vice. And then I noticed the jack of spades was inverted. I turned the card around and realized I'd underestimated the back design completely. The cardbacks weren't black at all, they were dark. Dark patches in a mosaic that when puzzled together revealed a master cardist with a master plan. Jaspas himself holding a sword and a selfie stick with a deck of these very same cards in his hand. Now, as far as I know, I don't think he's made uncut sheets for this deck available for purchase, but I imagine that an uncut sheet of these cards would be pretty freaking cool for those extra loyal fans of Jaspas out there. For all the bells and whistles of the design, the truly outstanding aspect of this deck is the way the cards feel. Now, it makes perfect sense. A cardist would put handling above all else, and in fact, these cards do not disappoint. They are buttery smooth. Springs are amazing to pull off. Fans are effortless. The soft yet snappy stock makes flourishing a breeze. And believe me, I tried to make this deck look bad, but even it stood up to my crappy skills. Whatever sorcery Jaspas has concocted with regards to the finish and stock is well worth it. I asked him via direct message if he could tell me anything about it, and he simply replied, "It's a secret." The truth is, the secret is well worth protecting because this deck is one of the best feeling decks of cards I have ever handled. I don't know how well the deck will hold up over prolonged use, but out of the box, the cards handle amazing. Remember earlier when I talked about versatility? Well, these cards aren't the kind that you put in a carrot case to display. And because of the nature of the back design, where some cards clearly have identifying features like the 10 of clubs, or the 8 of diamonds, or the 3 of spades, or of course the jack of spades, the deck is effectively a marked deck, and in an obvious way at that. This makes the deck a poor candidate for serious gameplay or magic, but in a world where jack of all trades decks can sometimes be a master of none, it's nice to have a deck in my collection that not only has a clearly defined purpose, but pursues that purpose to a silky, satisfying end. Believe it or not, the deck is still available on the newdeckorder.com, but there's no telling how long that will last. If it does sell out, your only chance to get one might be right here, right now. Simply like this video, be subscribed to this channel, and comment below telling me which famous 1980s TV show I mentioned earlier in this review, and you'll be automatically entered for a random drawing to win a Jaspas deck Favorite Day Edition directly from me. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Come back again. For now, I've been the Gentleman Wake.